Hey guys, it's Miss Gibson, and as most of you know, Halloween is my absolute favorite time of the year. So today we are going to get started by reading Room on the Broom by Julia Donaldson, and I hope you like it.
The witch had a cat, and a hat that was black, and long ginger hair in a braid down her back. How the cat purred, and how the witch grinned, as they sat on their broomstick and flew through the wind. But how the witch wailed, and how the cat spat, when the wind blew so wildly it blew off the hat. "Down!" cried the witch, and they flew to the ground. They searched for the hat, but no hat could be found. Then out of the bushes, on thundering paws, there bounded a dog with the hat in his jaws. He dropped it politely, then eagerly said, as the witch pulled the hat firmly down on her head, "I am a dog, as keen as can be. Is there room on the broom for a dog like me?" "Yes!" cried the witch, and the dog clambered on. The witch tapped the broomstick, and whoosh, they were gone. Over the fields and the forest they flew. The dog wagged his tail, and the stormy wind blew. The witch laughed out loud and held on to her hat. But away blew the bow from her braid, just like that. "Down!" cried the witch, and they flew to the ground. They searched for the bow, but no bow could be found. Then out from a tree, with an ear-splitting shriek, there flapped a green bird with the bow in her beak. She dropped it politely and bent her head low, then said, as the witch tied her braid in the bow, "I am a bird, as green as can be. Is there room on the broom for a bird like me?" "Yes!" cried the witch, so the bird fluttered on. The witch tapped the broomstick, and whoosh, they were gone. Over the reeds and the rivers they flew. The birds shrieked with glee, and the stormy wind blew. They shot through the sky to the back of beyond. The witch clutched her bow, but let go of her wand. "Down!" cried the witch, and they flew to the ground. They searched for the wand, but no wand could be found. Then all of a sudden, from out of a pond, leaped a dripping wet frog with a dripping wet wand. He dropped it politely, then said with a croak, as the witch dried the wand on the fold of her cloak, "I am a frog, as clean as can be. Is there room on the broom for a frog like me?" "Yes!" said the witch, so the frog bounded on. The witch tapped the broomstick, and whoosh, they were gone. Over the moors and the mountains they flew. The frog jumped for joy, and the broom snapped in two. Down fell the cat and the dog and the frog. Down they went tumbling into a bog. The witch's half broomstick flew into a cloud, and the witch heard a roar that was scary and loud. "I am a dragon, as mean as can be, and which with French fries tastes delicious to me." "No!" cried the witch, flying higher and higher. The dragon flew after her, breathing out fire. "Help!" cried the witch, flying down to the ground. She looked all around, but no help could be found. The dragon drew near with a glint in his eyes and said, "Just this once, I'll have witch without fries." But just as he planned to begin on his feast, from out of a ditch rose a horrible beast. It was tall, dark, and sticky, and feathered and furred. It had 4 frightful heads. It had wings like a bird. And its terrible voice, when it started to speak, was a yowl and a growl and a croak and a shriek. It dripped and it squelched as it strode from the ditch. And it said to the dragon, "Buzz off! That's my witch!" The dragon drew back, and he started to shake. "I'm sorry," he spluttered. "I made a mistake. It's nice to have met you, But now I must fly. And he spread out his wings and was off through the sky. Then down flew the bird, and down jumped the frog. Down climbed the cat, and phew, said the dog. And thank you, oh thank you, the grateful witch cried. Without you, I'd be in that dragon's inside. Then she filled up her cauldron and said with a grin, Find something, everyone, throw something in. So the frog found a lily, the cat found a cone, the bird found a twig, and the dog found a bone. They threw them all in, and the witch stirred them well, and while she was stirring, she muttered a spell. Iggity, ziggity, zaggity, zoom! Then out rose a truly magnificent broom, with seats for the witch and the cat and the dog, a nest for the bird, and a pool for the frog. Yes, cried the witch, and they all clambered on. The witch tapped the broomstick, and whoosh, they were gone.
Now that we've read Room on the Broom, we are going to do an art project to go along with our story. As we were reading, I hope you noticed how our witch was dressed. She had on colorful tights or stockings with her pointy black boots, and we're going to make our own witch feet. So to do this, you're going to need blank paper and a pencil, and then you're also going to need either markers or crayons to finish this up. So let's get started. We're going to start drawing our witch from the bottom up. So we're going to start with her feet. And we know that witches usually wear some nice pointy boots. So we're going to start about halfway down our page, right here. We're going to draw a straight line for the back of her boot. And then the part where her legs are going to go, so you need to make that nice and big and wide. We're going to come down and do a nice point on her witch boot. I'm going to give mine a little bit of a heel. Then we're going to do the exact same thing on this side. So I'm going to start with the back. Come down about the same, because I want to make my boots look as much the same as I can. So I'm going to try to make them be about the same length. I'm going to go over here and say that I started my curve about right there, and the toe of my boot comes about right here. So I'm going to go down to curve my boot up, and then come back and add a heel. So mine are not exactly the same, but they're close enough. Then we're going to do the bottom of her skirt. I'm going to start a little farther over than I started my boot. And it's going to come almost down to the same space. And you're just going to make this really jagged and crooked. And you're going to go back up to the top. Well, now we have to connect the two. This is where her legs are going to go. So I'm going to start on one edge of my boot and go straight up from the boot to the skirt, and that's going to give me her leg. And now I'm going to do the exact same on the other side. And you can make her legs, she's going to be wearing some tights or stockings. You can make them look however you want to. I think I'm going to put stripes on mine. You can do squiggles, you can make them zigzagged, you can make them striped just like mine, however you want to do them, because it's your creation. Do the same on this side. You can make big stripes, you can make thin stripes, whatever you think your witch should be wearing. The last thing, we're going to give her a friend. Over here, we're going to make a spider. First, you're going to draw a circle for a spider's body. Then you're going to make it look like your spider is coming down from his web. We have to give the spider legs. We know spiders usually have 8 legs. So we're going to do 4 on that side. Oops, these are running off my page. And 4 on this side. So there's our outline. Now we just have to color. So I'm going to start with black. I know that my spider is going to be black, but yours doesn't have to be. You can make yours whatever color you want, because there's no wrong way to color a witch. So So I'm going to start with black, and then I'm going to pick the color for the witch's dress and her tights. I'm also going to make her boots black, but again, yours don't have to be. You can make them look however you want them to look. Just like you didn't have to style yours exactly like I styled mine. They're going to be your own creation. Remember, you can use crayons, markers, or colored pencils to color in your witch. I'm just using markers because they're a little easier for me. I'm probably going to end up using both at some point. Remember, you can pick whatever colors you want for your witch. I decided to make her dress be blue. The point is to make it your own, because witches don't have to be one certain thing. You guys know that from the different books we've read and from what you've seen. This is your creation. I think I'll do one color on her tights, orange, because orange is always a good Halloween color. And I'll probably go ahead and do every other stripe orange. You can do every stripe a different color if you did stripes. Or you could run, like I said, any pattern you want. Just as long as she's got some really cool tights on. Might get a little bit tricky when you get to the bottom of her skirt because it's pointy and not straight, but you guys can handle it. If you're using markers, you might want to make sure your marker dries in between different things, because if you're like me, you drag your hand and I end up with ink all over me. I think I'm going to use purple for my opposite stripe. Because again, I think purple is another really good Halloween color. Now that we've finished with our witch and her outfit, the only thing we have left to do is the background. We want to give her a background that matches what she's wearing, so I think I'm going to use pink for mine. It's not very Halloween-y, but it's light, and I think it will match. And like I said before, this is what I'm using crayons for, because, well, it's a lot easier to color a really big space with crayons. It would be a little bit harder with markers, so again, you guys can use whatever you want to. You can use markers, crayons, colored pencils, but this is just what I'm doing for mine because I think it's easier for me. So we are going to color all around what we already did. We're just filling in the background of our witch feet and her dress. So the point is not to leave any white spaces on your paper. So that means you're going to go in this space here. You are going to make sure you get in between the points on her dress. You might have to be a little careful, but it's nothing you can't handle. And there you have it, our completed witch feet. She has her dress, her tights, her boots, her pet spider, and whatever kind of background you want on yours. So I can't wait to see what you created. Remember, you can send it to me on Google Classroom or wait until our Google Meet and show it to me then. I can't wait to see them. hope you enjoyed Room on the Broom by Julia Donaldson, and I can't wait to see your art projects. See you soon!